Hairline fracture.
Right.
Hairline fracture. So a couple things I want to go back to. Yesterday, I said that if he had any gross instability in his knee, if there was any major ligament damage, they would never have cleared him to return to the game.
Right.
So that still remains the case. And he did play on this injury. So it gives you an idea that this is something that a player can play with. There was obviously reason after the game for them to suspect something that needed more looking into, hence the MRI. Why the delay? Well, that was because Dez did not show up for the original timing of that MRI. So it took a while to get the information. Now, the fracture that he has, it's called a tibial plateau fracture. And the shin bone, the tibia, on the top of it, it looks like a plateau. It's flat. So when he got his knee bent, if you go back and look at the video, when he gets bent, his knee bends in on the outside of the knee. The thigh bone bangs quickly into the shin bone.
Ouch.
And that can create... It's a range of injuries. You can get bone bruising. If the continuum extends into possibly having a crack,
right.
You heard Jason Garrett referred to it as a small hairline crack. So a crack is a fracture, bottom line. Now, what everyone wants to know is, can he play with it? And there's been a range of timetables. I think Adam Schefter reported a source told him 0 to 3 weeks. That's correct. I mean, technically, if they believe that everything is stable and he can function well enough and he doesn't have too much pain, he could potentially miss no time. And that's why Garrett said it was still open. But it's also possible that he could sit this week. He could sit another week. It really depends on how he's feeling. It's a symptom-dependent injury. And the medical staff in Dallas is excellent. They're not going to do anything that's going to risk his long-term health of his knee. So you don't want to put him back too soon. But if he feels okay and if he returns to practice, he could potentially play.
So there is a chance. So you hear the time frame. So there is a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance that he plays this weekend. What is within reason the longest he could be out?
Well, it's always open-ended, right?
Right.
So it could potentially, if something wasn't going right, if it wasn't healing as
4
planned,
weeks,
it could extend beyond 4 or 5, 6 weeks. But the majority of these are going to have a guy returning within the first 2 to 3 weeks.
Stefania says,